Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on today's video. I have a special guest. To me, this guy, for all of you that know me, I'm a super hip hop head, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This guy to me is the Drake of internet marketing. He's exploded in a short period of time, but he's got a great history that he's built not only for his education, but just his network. Incredible guy, man. Derek, the man, socialtriggers.com. Thanks so much for joining us, bro.
Hey, you know what? I'm really glad to be here. I'm glad that you're going to be interviewing me in such esteemed company. I know you've already interviewed some really successful people, so I'm glad to be included in that mix.
Yeah, no, we're glad to have you, man. Especially from what you're doing and how you've grown in a short amount of time. And I know a lot of people are going to be interested in hearing about that. I know we're part of the Say Marketing group, so I've seen you out and about and stuff. But this year, what caught my attention was you threw this big webinar, and then you followed up the same month with another massive webinar. And I was like, this guy's killing it. And then it just kept going. It kept going. It kept going. For those of for the people that don't know you, maybe give them a little bit of background on where you started, how you did, and then how that one particular time this year just kind of took off for you, man.
All right, cool. So I guess I'll just start. I've been doing internet marketing for about 5 years, maybe 5.5 years. And I originally started in a very interesting niche. I was writing gossip blogs, fashion blogs, makeup, all that stuff. It's like the weirdest stuff in the world, but it was working. I was getting a ton of traffic. I think at my height, I was doing something like 5 million people a month or so. I don't remember the exact numbers because it was a long time ago, but it was about 5 million people a month. I even had one day where I had more than 1 million page views in a single day. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
Now, here's the problem with those particular niches that I was in. Obviously, I was monetizing my site by using advertisements. So I would focus all my time on getting all this traffic. Then I would try and send that traffic to an ad and get them to click on ads as soon as people visited my site. So all I was focusing on was big traffic numbers. The more traffic I got, the better. And there was a lot of traffic trading going on where you'll find other big traffic websites and say, hey, I'll send you 10,000 hits if you send me 10,000 hits. So it was a really interesting game of traffic trading, and that's how all those big, traffic pushing sites work. But one day, Google rearranged some rankings, and I went from getting, more than 200,000 people in a day to my site to, maybe 50 or 100,000 people a day, which is still a lot of people, but, that'll take a slice out of your income real bad,
Right.
So I started addressing my situation, and I actually hit up my friend, and I asked him, I was like, dude, what's your story over there? How are you going to make money? Which is really funny right now, right? Because we know the real story. But I asked him, I was like, how are you going to make money? I mean, you have ads on your site. There's no way you're going to generate enough traffic to actually make money from those ads.
Right.
And Brian said to me very clearly, he goes, I'm going to build a loyal audience, and then I'm going to sell them stuff. And I mean, then it all clicked. It wasn't about big traffic numbers. It was about loyal traffic numbers.
Good.
So I started on that big traffic quest, talked to Brian. He kind of put me on the loyal traffic quest, and that's when I started focusing on building email lists and building RSS lists and building Twitter files and that sort of stuff.
Now, what was the first webinar that you did this year that kind of took that mass approach in terms of loyal, but I'm promoting it heavily?
Okay, so this has all happened a few years ago when I decided to go after the loyal traffic numbers.
Right.
But this year specifically, I wanted to launch Social Triggers, which was my take on internet marketing after having about 5 years of experience. So everyone in the current space right now suggests going after guest posting as a way to drive traffic. I didn't want to do that because when everyone says guest posting, you got to say don't do guest posting and do something completely different. That's the best way to do it. So I decided to focus on webinars since very few bloggers were doing webinars at that time. And since I had a very small list to start out with, like everybody else, I approached somebody that had a larger list than me and say, hey, look, let's run a webinar together. We'll give about an hour of content. We'll pitch your product at the end. You could keep the sales and stuff like that. Or we worked out where it made it we whipped that together, ran the first webinar, and we got like 800 people to sign up. What ended up happening was I got 800 people on my list
Right.
in
Instantly.
instantly from zero.
Yeah.
So, all right, perfect. 800 people. That worked real well. Let me do another webinar.
Right.
I partnered with another person. I did another webinar. I got another 800 people on my list. That's the first month.
Right.
I started my first month with 1,600 people. Then I started seeing that a lot of people were starting to run webinars now, so webinars were getting played out. Even though I still like webinars, webinars weren't as cool because the internet marketing people were doing those auto webinars on Facebook and stuff like that. And I have nothing against that, but it just wasn't as cool to sign up for a webinar. So Chris Brogan reached out to me and asked if I wanted to do a conversion video.
That was nuts, man. That was nuts.
Once he said that, I was like, sure, I'll do a conversion video. After we did it, and we did that conversion video, Chris Brogan basically set me on this path of, oh, wait a second. It's not about the webinars. It's about doing these videos with people.
Right.
So, sure enough, I went after doing videos, and now I've done videos with Chris Brogan. I've done videos with Pat Flynn, Bar. I've got one coming up with David Risley. I did one with Barefoot Executive. So I'm doing all these videos instead of webinars. Which is really great because now it's putting my face and voice in front of people, and it's allowing me to connect with people in a way that you really can't connect with on a guest post or a webinar. Now, I'm not saying that everybody can do this because you need to have the relationships in place, but as I was saying, as everyone is currently zigging, you got to zag. I don't know where I got that quote from. You know,
that's good.
Everyone's zigging towards guest posts. I'm zagging towards video and webinars.
Right. I know one thing that I appreciate, and I think a lot of people are appreciating as well, is when you do the critique videos, you're really honest. And yeah, you have that respect, but you're telling them, no, dude, this isn't working. This sucks. Think about this. And I think that edginess, that honesty, that transparency, obviously it shows a little bit about you, but then it also shows how much you respect them to be upfront and tell them, like, hey, this is what you need to do. Yeah,
so a lot of people, when they talk to these high profile bloggers, they kind of reserve what they say, and they're very careful about what they say, and what ends up happening is they're containing their real voice and showing their real person with hopes of impressing these people. But what ends up happening is you end up looking fake. So with me, I mean, I'm a guy from New York, right outside New York City. I'm gonna be that guy from New York. Exactly what I think of your site. And honestly, even if it offends someone right off the bat, that's not my intention, obviously.
Right.
Feedback is beneficial to everyone in business, assuming they want it. And in those particular reviews, it was set up in a way that they actually did want that honest feedback. So it was a safe place to give it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think that's a lesson to be learned, because a lot of people tend to hold back and not really be themselves and be okay with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it also helps. I mean, I don't mean to sound egotistical over here, but I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to rates. So when I do give opinions and advice on stuff, you know, they respect my opinion, and they understand that I'm not just going to tell them this because I feel it works or it's some theory. I'm going to say it because I know it works. And even though I'm not going to say my advice is like, you know, silver bullets or anything like that, because that'd be irresponsible, but I will say I haven't found a niche where my advice has not worked yet. I'm sure there is one, I just haven't found it. Right.
And good advice is good advice. Whether you go to Africa or Zimbabwe or to Guam, it's good advice.
Just you might need to use a different language, right?
Right. For me, because I think of you as the Drake of internet marketing, that also comes with trend setting, being able to understand what's relevant, but also going against the grain, knowing that this is going to work. Drake definitely killed the game with his singing hooks and singing verses. What you're doing in capturing your emails on social triggers is big time changing the game for me. As I sit back and observe, a lot of people are giving things in exchange for their email, right? Almost like conning them. Hey, give me your email. I'll pretend to give you this really cool ebook, but I just want your email. I'm gonna blast you all the time. Whereas you're sending them to a resource page on your website that gives them all the information that everybody else would have sent through an email as a gate, but you're giving it to them and saying, hey, if you like more of this, there's more that can come directly to you exclusively, and it truly is exclusive. So how did that come about? Because that's definitely against the grain from every internet marketer in 2011. It's crazy.
As I said, when people are zigging, you got to zag.
Yeah.
Right now, people are really trying to build their email list, and they're being really aggressive about it.
Yeah.
I'm actually very aggressive about building an email list, but I'm doing it in a way that few people are doing. Like if you go to my site, socialtriggers.com, and you click on one of my resource pages, like building an email list, yeah, there's some content there, there's some links to articles, and there's an opt-in form. But you're going to notice that it's a landing page. I've got no links to navigation. I've got no links to anywhere else. I've got no sidebar. That page is geared towards, hey, look, here's content, here's more content, here's an opt-in form. The reason why I do that is because people don't have very much time. Everyone is very busy.
Right.
If they see 5 or so articles available for them to read, chances are they're going to think, wait a second, whoa. I don't have time for this right now. You know what? Let me just put my email in and I'll get the new stuff. So the conversion rates aren't as high, but you're still converting some really good people. And if people read one article, then they'll put their email in at a different place.
Yeah.
So it's all good. So it's all about channeling the intent of people. Get people to the page about something they're interested in, give them that, then try to get them to give the email to you later.
Yeah. Yeah, big time not aggressive. I know that for sure. It's not aggressive.
Exactly. So I'm testing it. It's working really well right now. And when everyone starts doing that, I'll probably go the other direction.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the first one to do it. And just so everybody knows, he's kind of my master Shifu. So I'm mirroring with my first blog, the .rob.penna.biz. I'm mirroring exactly what Social Triggers is doing, and I'm learning what he's teaching and putting it into effect. And making sure that works for me. So that's I'll be one of those people that's gonna push you to zag somewhere else.
Nice. Hey man, I've got no complaints there. I mean, people need to innovate some way, and if you can, if what I'm doing helps you get to your goals, obviously I want you to do that.
Right.
I'm not the type of person who gets offended if someone copies my ideas, because in the end, we're all taking ideas from other people anyway. So it's just a matter of how. I originally I jacked that idea with the resource pages from back when I was doing gossip. Actually, I created celebrity resource pages, and I started that from a celebrity site doing celebrity resource pages, and I was like, oh man, this is great. Let me put that on my gossip site. Then when I launched this site, it made sense to do it here too, because no one else was doing it.
Right.
Hobby Blogger does it. Chris Brogan does it. We're doing it at DIYthemes.com.
Okay.
We just released the WordPress SEO resource page, and that's doing really well. But as I keep doing this, I'm sure more people are going to do it, and then I'm going to have to figure out the next thing.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, I suggest you resource pages now before everyone else jumps on that little bandwagon.
Yeah, funny you mentioned that. I've visited a lot of other bloggers, and I'm seeing them put their opt-in, the small little disguised opt-in, on their about page, because that's something that you tell people to do, and I'm like, oh, hey, cool. I see.
Yeah. A lot of people have emailed me and said, Derek, ever since you told me about the opt-in forms on the about page, we've been adding them. I mean, even David Risley told me about this in this other video that I did. I did a video with him yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, I did the video with him yesterday, and he told me he put it on his page. Everyone is putting those opt-in forms. I actually stole that idea from, where did I take? Oh, Copy Blogger was doing it first. I jacked that from him. So I don't know where he probably took it from someone else too.
Yeah, see, that stuff works, man. That's what they do in the music business, man. They jack for beats, put out mixtapes, they blow up.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's next for you?
So my main goal right now is turning Social Triggers into a 50,000 person a day website. I'm about a fifth of the way there. So,
wow.
I mean, I'm approaching 10,000 readers, with the RSS/emails or whatever, and I'll be there very, very soon. My next goal is 50,000, and I'll just start releasing products like webinarbridge.com. That's a product that allows you to create a webinar sign-up page that allows you to enter your name and your email, and then that form sends the data to Aweber or MailChimp. They send the confirmation out, press confirm, and then it automatically signs people up for the webinar. So it's really, because now you have a way to get your emails into your mailing list provider without importing.
Right.
And even you can't even import into Aweber or MailChimp because GoToWebinar isn't a double opt-in confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
So it allows you to get those emails that you rightfully earned into your mailing list.
Right.
Cool.
Right. Last question, and I'm just curious about this because you don't have ads and you're not selling anything on your website. What's your monetization? Is that later down the line for social triggers with your
Yeah,
products?
I have no interest. I mean, I'm going to release products like Webinar Bridge. I'm going to have some other products down the line that I'll
Yeah.
release. But right now, social triggers, I'll do some webinars here and there with a pitch at the end.
Yeah.
But monetization is very, very second.
Wow.
It's not main goal right now. I've got a lot of legacy sites that make a decent amount of money from back in 2005 and 2006.
Okay.
I'm working with DIY themes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a business that generates revenue.
Okay.
But overall, social triggers, the main goal right now is 50,000 people. And I want to do that in the next 3 or 4 months. We'll see if I can.
Dang, that's awesome. A lot of people say 3 or 4 years. I'll be good with that. But 3 or 4 months is awesome.
Well, I mean, in the last 3 months, I went from around a few hundred to almost 10,000. Yeah, I started in January, but I wasn't really hardcore promoting it until March of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so from March of this year, I went from a smaller list to almost 10,000. I'd like to get that to almost 50,000, hopefully soon.
Wow, that's unreal. But you're good. You're good for it.
Yeah. I mean, I might not. I mean, 3 months for 50,000 people. That's a really, really aggressive growth strategy. I don't know if I could pull it off, but I'm gonna try real hard. So
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, you got the goods, so that's good. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, hey, thanks so much, man. I appreciate the time. Good advice. Absolutely good advice. Good framework and structure. I know a lot of people will benefit from it. I will. So definitely appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. If there's anything that you got going on, definitely we'll push it out for you as well.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, and good luck on growing your site, storyview.me.
Yeah, thanks.
And I love the interview format that you're doing. And to anyone who's listening to this, if you want to come by socialtriggers.com, it will be great. I'd love to have you over there.
And your Twitter?
At Derek Halpern.
At Derek Halpern. Perfect. Cool.
All right.
Man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks, brother. Take care, man.